Greetings and salutations, folks. This is Pandora the Eclectic, and I felt like since I've done at least 2 videos against theism, I wanted to, end it off with a video against a certain YouTuber that needs a good thrashing now and then. Just as a reminder of what she does and why people do not like her. Let's begin.
I did a live stream with Kevin Logan the other day that didn't go off as I'd planned due to a myriad of technical difficulties, including my tweeting the link to joining the hangout rather than to view it, and the entrance of a young Kiwi Farms boy that proceeded by mistake. How do we make a fucking chat? Sorry, one viewer. Google it, platypus, please. I just feel like you're really reasonable. Oh my god, I must have shared.
Yeah, you put this on your public Twitter. You may want to remove that.
Jordan Lemke, who are you?
Jordan Lemke. Yeah, that sounds like that's what he is. Yes. And trust me, we don't want to tell people our names because guess what? You rarely ever tell your name. I mean, I know your name, at least here on the internet. I'm betting in real life. Jenny McDermott, also known as Jenny McDumbass, but I try to avoid insulting you as much as possible.
No need to concern yourself with that.
You're here, though.
Saying shit like that, you're making me want to run you down if I know who you are.
The video was meant to be a
Oh, how social justice warrior of you. Oh, Kevin.
discussion about Richard Dawkins being removed from the roster of the Northeast Conference on Science and Skepticism. Wow, a conference half of us have never even heard of didn't want Dawkins to speak.
Well, it makes sense, Jenny, since I don't think you, as a feminist, really want anything to do with science or any rational thinking, because it goes against what your ideologies ask for you to do.
Let's all make videos about how feminists are censoring us. We poor victims who have bullied Christians and feminists on the internet for years. Boo-hoo.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't because of stupid feminists who like to open their mouths and do the dumbest shit on the internet. Oh no, God forbid that be the case.
Okay, you want to know how far the contamination has spread? This week, Richard Dawkins was disinvited from a science conference, the Northeastern Conference on Science and Skepticism. Why? Because he had the temerity to retweet this parody of Big Red and Darwin.
You are an Islamic, and you are a feminist. I also got some of this stuff, and I threw it into this, and it exploded, as you can see. Have you ever thrown something into another thing and made it explode based on science? I doubt it. No, you haven't. And everyone who said that I wouldn't amount to anything as a scientist, ask yourself this: have I ever made a thing explode in another thing?
Like, what did Richard Dawkins say this time? This is a Tumblr blog run by a member of the regressive left, with the exclusive purpose of policing any offhand comments Professor Dawkins happens to have made. So when Dawkins tweets something along the lines of, obviously doesn't apply to the majority of feminists, among whom I count myself, but the minority are pernicious, with a link to a video, you know you're in for a good time. Especially when the video is my video, or at least a video on my channel. I'm just going to preface this by saying a lot of people are going to attribute this video.
Yeah, and can I say something about this Peeweeburger? Yeah, this my friend is how this is exactly what you feminists and social justice warriors do. You look for something to be offensive. When, to be honest, this is the least offensive thing I've seen. It's just making a joke. Considering you guys are hypocritical. And I believe it was about the Cologne rape scandal, was it not? I believe that was the joke. Yeah, but damn, context be damned for feminists.
To me, because it's on my channel.
And I'm virulent. I'm very virulent. I'm totally fertile, according to the doctors.
Basically, Dawkins sent out one too many anti-feminist tweets in his day, and people got tired of it. In this case, he tweeted a video by Sci-10 Atheist that makes fun of feminists yet again. No one-trick pony there, only this time.
We know you guys are one-trick ponies. Now be a lip presenter and learn maybe one more for us, okay? Another. No, Sci-10 Atheist doesn't just make fun of Christians or feminists. He makes fun of everybody, okay? Why? Because here's how comedy works. You take something that's completely ridiculous, well, not just ridiculous, take something horrible and make it absurd. Because that's exactly the situation sometimes. Some bad things, like rape, and the people who ignore rape, is pretty fucking awful. Oh, and it's even funnier because guess what? There are feminists out there who have done this whole denial of rape. Mostly male, but yeah, this time it was a female rape. Wow, and it was all because, guess what? It was a Muslim who did it. So therefore, it's alright, as long as it's done by a Muslim. Because they're oppressed. Do you understand now?
The video featured a feminist activist that goes by Chanty Weeks that has been severely harassed online for the past 3 years.
Oh yeah, because she hasn't done the harassment herself. You fuckface.
Real censorship via the use of bullying tactics and intimidation, rather than what happened to Dawkins, who was uninvited from a conference after engaging in bullying behavior with others. Nexus.
The funny thing is, when reading that quote, that wasn't really bullying. It was more of like, well, I do see where they're coming from. I see where the joke is. I mean, I am a feminist myself. And I'm sure he's kept up with all of these, especially when it comes to rape, of all things. Yeah, he may be just kind of like, yeah, unfortunately there are feminists who have done this whole, oh yeah, rape is wrong thing, but not keep in mind that, but apparently they don't care when it's a woman who's been raped by a Muslim because it wasn't rape, because they're oppressed. Does that penetrate your tiny little mind, Peeweeburger?
Letter to Dawkins and a public notification. We believe strongly in freedom of speech and freedom to express unpopular and even offensive views. However, unnecessarily divisive, counterproductive, and even hateful speech runs contrary to our mission and the environment we wish to foster at Nexus. The sentiments expressed in the video do not represent the values of Nexus or its sponsoring organizations. Now I want everyone to think about that. Let it soak in for a second. If an annual conference for science and skepticism is uninviting attendees who share anti-feminist content, what does that say about the type of anti-feminism that is rampant on YouTube? Do PhD-holding professionals find it credible or necessary? What would the speakers and attendees of such a conference say about the YouTubers who also shared the video in an effort to protest against the censorship of anti-feminism? And what about people like Sargon?
It's not in favor of anti-feminism. It's showing the idiocy of feminism. Do you understand? Oh my god. The Cologne attacks, again, were about basically if a woman is raped by a Muslim, it's okay. Apparently, because guess what? Not only is it okay, it must be better because at least it wasn't a German citizen who did it to him. Yeah, because That makes fucking sense.
Thunderfoot or Side 10 Atheist. After mulling these things over, I'm interested to hear what you think the future holds for these anti-feminists, or even people like the once respected Armored Skeptic, who has now teamed up with noted anti-feminist Shoe on Head and Sargon of Akkad to attack the feminist movement.
Or is it because feminists have gone out of their way to attack them? Because Shoe on Head's not a feminist, just like I'm not a feminist, and Sargon's not a feminist. And all we did was, we stated it online. We show evidence of why we shouldn't and why we're not, because we don't like nor want to have to do with these things. Or it's completely and absolutely unnecessary in some areas. You do not want to listen to that, apparently. You want to make it where, nope, you have to agree with this, or I'm gonna fucking kill you. That's your mentality in the feminist movement right now.
And it's ruining my internet. That's all I was talking about.
The real problem with feminism is that it has become this medium that really bad people can use as a defense against being complete fucking cunt.
What prompted atheism to take the turn toward anti-feminist activism in the first place? Well, it could be many things. One of the reasons could be that a great majority of atheists were previously devout Christians who one day saw the light, and when they left the religion, they took with them the moral objectivity that allowed them and others to oppress women by not allowing them to be clergy members or priests, or took note of Bible verses that mentioned the stoning of women who had sex before marriage or while married with them.
Or was it because, guess what? Even though my ancestors were wrong in trying to silence women, God damn it, I can't really blame them in some regards, especially women like you, who talk and really are quite dumb at times. However, guess what? They're still going to protect your freedom of speech, despite that. Why? Because guess what? We need to protect everyone's freedom of speech, not just yours. But that's the thing with feminism. You don't want it both ways. You want it one way and get your way or the highway mentality. Basically, your attitude is, leave religion, but join feminism. You can still be skeptical, but you can't not agree with the idea that women are the best damn thing on the planet and they better be protected. Despite the fact, biology kind of does that for us, you fucking moron.
Outside parties. Another reason could be that, as stated earlier, the Christians and creationists of YouTube were bullied into silence by atheists who felt it was their duty to spread the good word of Hitchens and Dawkins. This force-feeding of a lack of belief in God is part of the reason why many refer to atheism as religion. I like to think of it as...
It's really not a religion. And there's tons of proof of it not being a religion. It's just that, hey, these are books that are based around something that helps you. If you are an atheist, you don't believe that, it's okay. You don't have to believe if you don't want to. This is showing, yes, there was a time where people didn't treat atheists fairly. And you know what? Yeah, you see it, you can fight against it, or at least fight against it until it finally quits or stops. But God forbid.
As online crusading, where people of differing beliefs were discriminated against, harassed, and had their private home information spread across the internet in order to make them feel unsafe for having alternate opinions. A third reason for rampant anti-feminism within online atheism is what the anti-feminist states claim is the reasoning behind the behavior, and that is that feminism is an ideology. And for that,
did it ever occur to you, if it ends in the ISM, it's most likely a belief or something like that? Well, now atheists kind of go above and beyond on this, because it's that without God. It is someone who does not believe in a God. That is all. That they do not have, they lack the belief, faith, whatever the fuck it is, that there might be a God. However, they are open to possibly believing it. just show me some proof. Just like, that's really, they are. Some are. Some might be the militant who are trying to say, yeah, you can't, God doesn't exist. This foolishness must end. However, not every single one of you has done that. I mean, it's just that a lot of times, I hate to break it to you, Christianity is shoved down our throats a lot in just regular media. Okay? Well, when I'm at home, well, on the internet, yes, atheists want to have a place where they don't have to deal with Christians. Because they want to talk about Christianity, and you know how those who follow an ideology or anything, who are fans of something, they get a little, out of place about it when someone criticizes it. Just like feminists don't like the criticism. You view criticism as harassment, which is wrong by my standards, in any shape or form right now. And I, a Christian, am fucking pissed with it. So, anyways.
That reason must be attacked by atheists. Atheism, whose only real purpose is having a lack of belief in God, has taken many forms over the years. Some use atheism to justify their libertarianism, conservatism, liberalism, socialism.
And I'm going to say, in the name of Teal'Dere, citation, needed, bitch.
Etc. What it looks like when YouTube atheists take on the role of anti-feminist activists is that the original bad guy, Christianity, was slain, and after having had a taste of the Google AdSense money, the tubers had to provide new content in order to remain relevant. This is what YouTube is to many of us, trying to be the first to cover the latest terrorism news story, or Anita Sarkeesian femme freak vid, or
no, it's not. It really isn't. It's just that if I see it and I have an issue with it, and maybe I'm trying to, emote or try to get other people to understand what I'm doing, yes, I'm going to put it up there. Or maybe it was also in commemoration and honor of certain things. Because what happened when cases like Charlie Hebdo, yeah, it was horrible. Why? Because it was done because people, Muslims mostly, they were shooting or trying to kill someone simply because all they did was draw a fucking cartoon. We got less pissed off here in America over Felix the Cat. Mind you, that had nothing to do. As you know, we got about an even number about, but still, we didn't go shooting people up or bombing because someone drew Muhammad or drew our savior or whatever the fuck. Anyways.
Sharing our opinions on recent online scandals. It's okay, YouTubes. You always try. You always tried hard. What do we...
Seriously? So I'm guessing you must not be racist much? Don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue for talking like that, but yeah, seriously. Because you're supposed to be a feminist, and, well, I guess feminist can never be racist, right?
I think about the whole Dawkins sitch. I think he'd shared his anti-feminist ideas with YouTubers like Jacqueline Glenn, and that misogynists like Christopher Hitchens left crumbs here and there about his anti-feminism, as well as Sam Harris making comments that were anti-woman in the past. I think...
You sure it was anti-woman? Because again, I would like some citation. I mean, I see this, but this could also be, well, I believe the fallacy is Texas sharpshooter, is it not? Meaning, you cherry pick this shit and take it way out of context. Anyways.
These are the role models of atheism. They're the face of atheism. And the young and impressionable look to these icons when modeling themselves into who they'll eventually be.
Oh yeah, because feminists have never brainwashed small children. Christians never done it. There aren't schools there in America that are private schools that absolutely do it on the daily. And yeah, And there aren't feminists in schools trying to force boys to not play with Legos and try to make, unless girls are playing with it. Yeah.
Feminism is a huge part of the college system, and the response to the fact that feminism is
That is known as Greek life, bitch. It is not feminism. Or ever has been feminism. Do you get this? Do your thick, massive, fucking weird-eyed head.
so widely accepted by educated people around the world isn't to say that the schooling system is rotten. That system is what has made major innovations in science and technology for years.
Yes, and you know why it hasn't been doing too well? It's because of this thing known as political correctness has tried to poison and destroy the good of our schools. Okay? That is what it's been doing lately. It has not been helping. It has been hurting people. Why is it hurting people? Because, God forbid, we don't have tons of black students attending college. Because, yeah, the colleges you're going after are so in favor of keeping me out. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Feck that. Or, heck, we all need these little safe spaces where we can't be questioned by grown adults. Anyways, moving on.
Uninviting of Richard Dawkins for a conference on science and skepticism is the perfect opportunity for all of you to research about why he is not seen as a completely rounded source of credible information. Look for those who are and take cues from them and stop acting like a bunch of whining victims.
I know you want to be.
We will, once feminists and stupid cunts like you do, my dear.
Fucking victim, buddy. You want to play the victim card?
Yeah, we know, and you guys always play it so well. Anyways, yeah, I did this on my Catera because I'm going to keep a version of this because I know, Jenny, I know what you're gonna do. Okay, so just, yeah, don't even try, bitch. Anyways, this is Pandora the Eclectic telling you all to keep it frosty and Peeweeburger, Jenny McDermott, whatever the fuck you are, shut the fuck up, please.